Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Daily English Channel. I'm Emma.
And I'm Paul. It's great to see you all again. If you want to improve your real-life English, you've come to the right place.
Paul, today we are going to do something a little different. Usually, English lessons focus on high energy and happy topics. But true fluency means being able to express every emotion, not just the good ones. So today, we are slowing down to talk about sad moments.
That's right. Life isn't perfect, and your English shouldn't be limited to just I am happy or I am sad. In this episode, we are going to build your emotional vocabulary. You will learn the specific words to describe disappointment, loneliness, and grief.
Exactly. By the end of this lesson, you will have a complete toolkit of phrases and idioms to help you articulate your feelings and connect with others on a deeper level when times are tough. It's about finding the right words when you need them most.
It is a very practical and important skill. But before we get started with these essential phrases, we have a small favor to ask. If you want to help us create more useful content like this, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button right now.
Thank you so much for your support. Now, Paul, are you ready to explore this topic?
I am. Let's begin.
Paul, I have been thinking a lot lately. I think we live in a world where we often feel pressured to be happy all the time. You open social media, and everyone looks perfect. Everyone is smiling, traveling, and eating delicious food. We feel like we must be happy every day, don't we?
Oh, completely. I feel that pressure too. It is a lot of pressure. If you aren't smiling or energetic, people immediately ask, "What's wrong?" or "Why are you so quiet?" It makes you feel like you are doing something wrong just by having a bad day. It makes you feel guilty for being human.
Exactly. And that is why we need to start with a foundational truth. Listeners, a foundational truth means a truth that is at the very bottom, the base of everything. It is the most important rule. And that truth is, it is okay to feel sad. And more importantly, it is okay not to be okay.
That is so true, Emma. I think that is the message we all need to hear. We need to normalize the feeling. When we say normalize, we mean we should treat it as normal, not strange or weird. Sadness is a normal human thing. It happens to everyone, rich people, poor people, famous people, and us. It is not a flaw. It is not a mistake in your personality. It is just a signal, right?
Precisely. It is a signal. Just like hunger is a signal from your body that you need food, sadness is often a signal that your mind or heart needs care, rest, or attention. To help our listeners visualize this, I want to use an analogy we have discussed before. Paul, do you remember the cloud analogy?
I do, and I love this image. It really helps me when I am having a tough week.
For our listeners who haven't heard it, imagine your mind is the blue sky. The blue sky is your natural state, calm, clear, and open. The sky is always there, but sometimes a cloud comes.
Right. The cloud represents the sadness or the difficult emotion. It floats in, and it covers the sun for a while. When the cloud is there, everything looks gray and dark. It might feel a bit cold. You might not see the sun at all. But, and this is the key point, the sun is still there.
Yes, the sun has not disappeared. It represents your true, happy self. It is just hidden behind the cloud for a moment.
That is such a comforting thought. The cloud doesn't stay forever. It moves. The wind blows it away. It passes with time.
Exactly. It is temporary. Temporary means it only lasts for a short time. It is not forever.
That makes the feeling much less scary. When you are sad, it often feels very big and permanent, like it will never end. But remembering the cloud, Remembering that it will pass is so important for our mental health.
So, we accept the cloud. We watch it. But we also need to describe it. We need to tell people, hey, there is a cloud over me right now. So, let's mix things up today and talk about the specific shapes of these clouds. Let's look at the different words we can use to describe exactly how we are sad. Often, people just say, I am sad. But in English, just like in your native language, there are many shades or levels of sadness. Let's start with a specific feeling that happens when things don't go according to plan. Let's talk about being disappointed.
Ah, yes, disappointed. This is a very common feeling for me. Disappointed is when you are sad because something you hoped for or planned for doesn't happen. It is about expectations versus reality.
Can you give us an example, Paul? Maybe remind us of your picnic story.
Oh, the picnic story. I remember that day clearly. I was so disappointed. Here's the situation. I had planned a picnic with my friends. I bought sandwiches, fresh fruit, and drinks. I was so excited all week. I checked the weather app every day, and it said, sunny.
You had high expectations.
I did, but when I woke up on Saturday morning, rain. Heavy, cold rain. The picnic was canceled. I looked out the window, and I felt my heart sink. I was disappointed.
You had an expectation, sun and fun, and then reality gave you rain. That gap is disappointment.
Right. It is the feeling of dashed hopes. Dashed means broken or thrown away.
Another good example is related to work or school. If you study very hard for a test, maybe you study for 3 nights in a row, and you still get a bad grade, you feel disappointed.
Because you expected a good result after your hard work. Okay, so that is disappointed. Now, let's move to a word that is a bit more active, a bit more heated. Let's talk about being upset.
Yes, upset. This is a very useful distinction to make. Paul, how is upset different from just being sad?
Well, upset is stronger. When you are upset, you are sad, yes, but you might also be a little bit angry or frustrated or anxious. It feels like your internal balance has been shaken.
Shaken or disturbed are good words there. It means your peace has been broken.
Exactly. If you just wake up tired, you aren't really upset. But if someone is rude to you at the store or you lose something valuable, you are upset.
My story about losing my favorite book is a good example here. I had a book that my grandmother gave me years ago. It was very old and special. One day, I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere, under the bed, in the car, on the shelf. When I realized it was truly lost, I wasn't just sad. I was upset.
Because it was important to you and the situation felt unfair or frustrating.
Yes, I was asking, why did this happen? Where is it? It was a feeling of emotional disturbance. So you can say, I'm upset about something. Or if a person made you feel that way, you can say, I'm upset with someone.
Okay, so we have disappointed, expectations failed, and upset means sad, angry, disturbed.
Now let's go deeper. Let's talk about a feeling that affects many people living in big cities or living abroad. Let's talk about lonely.
Can you explain it?
This is a very deep feeling, Paul. Lonely means you are sad because you are alone and you want company. You want to be with other people. But there is a very important nuance here. A nuance is a small, subtle difference.
What is the nuance, Emma?
The nuance is that you can be physically alone, but happy. That is called solitude. I love solitude when I'm reading a book, but loneliness is when you don't want to be alone. And crucially, You can be in a room full of people, at a party, in a busy office, and still feel lonely if you don't feel connected to them.
That is such a powerful point. Loneliness is about connection, not just about being physically alone. If nobody understands you, you feel lonely.
Exactly. And connected to this is a very specific word for our listeners who are living in a different country or city.
Yes, when you miss your home, you can say you feel homesick.
Homesick. It combines home and sick. It doesn't mean you have a flu or a fever. It means you feel sad because you are away from your home, your family, or your culture.
I think many of our listeners know this feeling. It includes missing the food, the language, the smells of your hometown. My story about Christmas fits here. When I was working in a different city, away from my parents and siblings during the holidays, I felt incredibly homesick. I saw other people celebrating, but I wasn't with my people.
That is a tough feeling. So, lonely is about people and connection. Homesick is about a place and family.
Okay, Emma, we have covered specific situations, but what about when there is no specific reason? What about when you just feel low energy?
That brings us to our most general and probably most useful phrases. These describe a gentle, manageable sadness. It's not a disaster, but it's not happy. You can simply say, I'm feeling a bit down.
I'm feeling a bit down. I use this one all the time. Listeners, write this one down. It is a great phrase because it is not heavy drama. It doesn't mean you are crying. It just means your emotional battery is low.
Exactly. Like a phone battery at 20%. You are functioning, but you are down. And there is another colorful idiom we use for this gentle sadness. Do you know it, Paul?
Oh, I think I do. Is it, I'm feeling blue?
Yes, I'm feeling blue, or I've got the blues. Blue is the color of sadness in English. So if you say, I don't know why, I just feel a little blue today, it means you are a bit sad and quiet.
That is a beautiful way to say it. So, down and blue are for low energy.
Now, we must mention the final level, the strongest word. We must be very careful with this word because it is very intense. The word is heartbroken.
Heartbroken. This is the maximum level. It describes a deep, painful sadness. As the word suggests, it feels like your heart is physically breaking into pieces inside your chest.
We use this word for major life events, right?
Yes, we use it when a long romantic relationship ends, like a breakup or a divorce, or sadly when a loved one passes away.
Right. So usage is important here. If you lose your pencil, you are upset, not heartbroken. If your favorite football team loses a game, you are disappointed, not heartbroken.
Unless you're a really crazy fan. But generally, yes, heartbroken is for deep grief.
Okay, let's recap our clouds list quickly. Disappointed means expectations failed.
Upset means sad, angry, disturbed.
Lonely or homesick means missing connection or home.
Down or blue means low energy, general sadness.
Heartbroken means deep grief.
Wow, that is a comprehensive list. We have named the clouds. Now, Emma, we need to talk about the solution. How do we cope? Cope means to manage or handle a difficult situation.
Coping is essential, and I think we can divide our strategies into two categories: connection, being with others, and self-care, being with yourself.
Let's start with connection. I have to be honest, Emma, when I am feeling down, talking to people is the hardest thing to do. I often feel like I am a burden.
A burden? That is a very important word. A burden is a heavy load that you carry. When we say, I don't want to be a burden, we mean we don't want to cause trouble or difficulty for other people. We think, oh, they are busy. I shouldn't bother them.
Exactly. So I stay silent, but that usually makes it worse.
It does. We need to reach out. And this brings us to a wonderful English idiom. When you are sad or upset, sometimes you don't need advice. You don't need someone to fix the problem. You just need a shoulder to cry on.
Oh, that is a perfect idiom for this. A shoulder to cry on. Listeners, visualize this. If you are hugging someone and crying, you literally put your head on their shoulder.
Exactly. So, figuratively, having a shoulder to cry on means having a person who listens to you with sympathy and support. They provide comfort. You can say, my sister is great. She is always a shoulder to cry on when I'm feeling blue.
That is so much better than keeping it inside. It reminds us that we don't have to be alone. You just need one person to listen.
And sometimes when you talk to that person, that shoulder to cry on, you realize something important. You realize that even in a bad situation, there might be something positive.
Ah, are you leading us to another idiom?
I am. This is one of the most famous idioms in the English language about hope. Paul, complete this phrase. Every cloud.
Has a silver lining.
Correct. Every cloud has a silver lining.
I love this one. It connects perfectly to our cloud analogy from the beginning.
It does. Picture a dark gray storm cloud. It looks scary. But if the sun is behind it, you can see a shining silver line around the edge of the cloud. That is the silver lining.
So the meaning is, in every bad or difficult situation, the cloud, there is usually something good or positive, the silver lining, if you look for it.
Exactly. For example, if you lose your job, that is a big dark cloud. But maybe it forces you to find a new career that you actually love more. That new career is the silver lining.
Or with my rainy picnic story. The rain was the cloud, but because the picnic was canceled, my friends and I ended up watching movies at my house all day and laughing a lot. We still had fun. The movie marathon was the silver lining.
Perfect usage. So, coping strategy number 1, find a shoulder to cry on and look for the silver lining.
Now, let's move to the second category, self-care. What if you are alone? What if you can't call anyone?
Then you need to know yourself. You need to decide if you need quiet time or active time.
This is about listening to your body. Let's talk about quiet time first. This is for when you are tired and down.
When I'm in this mood, I need to take it easy. Take it easy means to rest, relax, and be gentle with yourself. My favorite method is making a warm cup of tea and listening to music.
Music is powerful. Do you listen to happy music?
Actually, no. If I need quiet time, I listen to calm, instrumental music, or sometimes I listen to sad music first. It helps me process the feelings. It helps me cry if I need to. And then I slowly switch to something lighter.
I do something similar. I like to make my environment cozy. I get a blanket, maybe light a candle. I try to make my physical world feel safe and warm. It grounds me.
Grounds you. That means it connects you to reality and stops your mind from flying away with worries.
But what about the opposite feeling, Emma? Sometimes when I'm upset, I'm not tired. I feel restless.
Restless. That means you cannot sit still. You have nervous energy.
Yes, if I sit on the sofa, I just feel worse. I feel anxious. So I need active time. I need to keep busy.
What is your go-to active strategy?
My go-to active strategy is walking. I have to get out of the house. I go to the park. The fresh air and the movement help me clear my head.
To clear your head means to stop the messy, loud thoughts and find some mental peace.
Exactly. And my other active strategy is cleaning.
Cleaning? Just like me. I thought I was the only one.
No, I think it's very common. When my mind feels messy and cluttered, usually my apartment is messy too. Cleaning the physical space, washing the dishes, vacuuming the floor, helps my mind feel clearer. It gives me a sense of control.
That makes sense. You are creating order out of chaos. It makes you feel productive. Productive means you are doing something useful. You are turning that nervous energy into a clean house.
And there is one more active strategy that you always recommend, Emma.
Yes, journaling, writing it down.
Why is writing so effective?
Because when a problem is just in your head, it looks huge and scary. It's like a monster in the fog. But when you write it down on paper, you give it a name. You can see it. It becomes smaller. It becomes just words on a page.
And it's great English practice too.
Definitely. Describe your feelings in English. I feel blue because it helps you learn and heal at the same time.
Wow, Emma, we have covered a mountain of information today. We talked about clouds, picnic disasters, shoulders to cry on, and silver linings.
We certainly did, but we want to make sure our listeners can actually use these words. So let's do a wrap-up quiz. This is the part where we review the important vocabulary and idioms.
I love a challenge. Let's do it.
Excellent. Listeners, try to answer these in your head before Paul does. Ready?
Ready.
Question 1. If I feel low energy, just a little sad, and my internal battery is at 20%, what are 2 phrases I can use?
Okay, low energy. You can say, I'm feeling a bit down, or the color-based idiom, I'm feeling blue.
Correct. Question 2. If I had a plan, like a job interview, and I didn't get the job, so my expectations were broken, how do I feel?
You feel disappointed.
Perfect. Question 3. Imagine you are living in London, but you are from Brazil. It is a rainy day and you really miss your mother's cooking and your family. What 2 words describe this?
You are lonely because you miss connection, and specifically, you are homesick.
Excellent. Question 4. Now, the idioms. If I am very sad and I need a friend to listen to me and comfort me, what am I looking for?
You are looking for a shoulder to cry on.
And finally, question 5. If I am in a bad situation, but I find one small positive thing about it, what is that positive thing called?
That is the silver lining, from the phrase, every cloud has a silver lining.
Paul, you passed the test with flying colors.
Whew, I am glad. But seriously, the main message today isn't just about vocabulary, is it?
No, it is about permission. It is okay not to be okay. Sadness is just a cloud. It is temporary. We just need the right English words to describe it while we wait for the sun to come back.
That was a fantastic summary, Emma. Learning these words helps us understand our own feelings and talk about them in English. It makes us stronger and more confident speakers.
And that is what the Daily English channel is all about, building confidence and connection. We want you to feel capable in every situation, happy or sad.
Now, before we say goodbye, we have our most important question of the day for you. We really want to hear from you in the comments.
Yes, our question is, what is your silver lining strategy? When you are feeling blue, what is one small thing you do to cheer yourself up?
Think about it. Do you eat a specific comfort food, like chocolate or noodles? Do you watch a comedy show? Do you go for a run? Or maybe you call a specific person?
Please write your answer in the comments below. We are building a list of happiness strategies. Your idea might be exactly what another listener needs to read today.
We read every single comment. We love to see you practicing English and supporting each other in the community. Also, if this lesson was helpful to you, please let us know by liking this video and subscribing to the Daily English channel.
And hit that notification bell so you never miss a lesson. Your support helps us create more content like this.
Thank you so much for being brave, for listening to a difficult topic, and for spending your precious time with us today. Remember to be kind to yourself.
Take care, everyone. The sun is always there behind the clouds. We'll see you next time.
Bye!